At the beginning of the story, we are shown Van, who is sitting in his antique shop, and a boy named Simon, who works in his shop. With a bow in his hand, he says that this seems to be from the 14th century, after which Ben takes it in his hand and looks at it carefully. Ben used to buy old antique things, and he wanted to buy this bow too. Now in the meanwhile, Ben's secretary Lena comes here and tells Ben, reminds her of some important work. Now the same night, some thieves come and attack the security guard to rob Bane's shop. Bane's secretary Lena had also met these thieves. They thought that this must be the locker inside the basement. There must be some valuable thing kept inside it, but on coming inside, we see that there is a huge silver coffin lying there. Now as soon as one of the thieves tries to open that coffin, he tragically loses his life. Seeing this, the other thief retreats, but he is also killed. On the other hand, Ben hears a bell in his office. Ben presses a button on his desk and many weapons open up in front of him, and from here, Ben gets a gun. One takes a silver bullet, while on the other hand, Peter and Sahi plant a bomb on a wall and blow it up. Both of them are about to run away from here when suddenly their leader Mark gets up and says, quickly pick up this coffin. Both of them turn back and give him. We see with great surprise that now after some time, Bane also comes here, but by then the thieves had escaped through this wall with the coffin. Well, the next day Simon again comes to Bane's shop where Sister Ben tells him that something valuable was stolen from here last night and I am going out of the country to find it. Simon asks him what has been stolen, but Ben does not tell him anything except to take care of the shop. After this, we are shown Peter and Sho in a plane who were trying to open that coffin. Lena comes to them and says that be careful not to damage this coffin. Saying this, she goes away, and Shabi goes after him. Now only Peter was left near the coffin, and while trying to open it, his thumb gets cut. Peter gets very angry here while his blood goes inside the coffin, and then suddenly all around the coffin smoke starts coming out from the coffin. Peter gets up in fear and turns a cross on the coffin, after which the coffin opens. There was a lot of smoke inside the coffin, inside which someone was lying, and on top of it there were many people. Peter looks at her very carefully and picks up the cross placed on her chest. Peter finds this cross very precious. He starts looking at the coffin again, and then he lies inside and a man catches him. The man was scary. Peter starts crying after seeing that he has big teeth. He screams. Shah also heard Peter's scream. He comes to see him, but there is no one near the coffin. Shah slowly comes near the coffin. And now as soon as he opens the coffin and sees Peter's dead body lying inside, he gets very scared, and then that devil that Dracula comes and catches him. Now Lena and Mark also hear Shara scream, and then the front of the plane. The door breaks, and in front of them is Dracula, the king of vampires. Dracula lures Lena with his red eyes and calls her to him. Mark also stops Lena not to do so, but Dracula catches Lena and drinks her blood. Mark takes it, and seeing this, Mark shoots at Dracula with his gun, but the bullets do not affect him. One of Peter's bullets hits the roof of the plane, due to which the plane gets imbalanced and Dracula now drinks its blood. Later, we are shown Mary, who often dreams of Dracula, and today she experienced Dracula. While outside the airport, Bane watches the news on TV that a plane has crashed, and here the silver coffin is also shown. At the same time, it is also told that this coffin has been kept in the town hall. Now Bane moves towards it after seeing the news, and at the same time, we are shown that Simon is also coming after him because Simon wants the van to be his father's. After this, we are shown the evening time when the plane crashed. A TV reporter was reporting with her friend when suddenly she came from behind. Dracula catches the reporter Billa, but he releases her after seeing the cameraman very scared. She quickly runs to her camera, and from here she sees that Dracula has killed her cameraman. Now Dracula has taken control of the cameraman. He breaks the door and calls the scared Billa to him, and Billa also gets trapped in his spell and comes to him. On the other hand, in the city, Mary realizes that the Ducal has just drunk someone's blood, while on the other hand, in the town hall, Mary realizes that outside we are shown Bane, who gets down from a taxi. Forrest came here fully dressed. When he comes inside, he sees that there are the coffins and the bodies of the people found on the plane. Bane opens that coffin, but nothing happens in it, and then he hears a noise, and when he looks he finds that Simon is in front of him. Forrest confronts him. What have you come here to do? I told you, Nana, you take care of the shop, but Simon says that I can't leave you alone. Now after this, Ben sees a dead body here, and he is about to attack him when Simon stops him. This body was of Lena, She is here, long breath. Lena suddenly wakes up and says to the forest, here you can't do anything to me. Saying this, she takes a long jump and runs away from there. After this, Peter comes to attack them, but Ben silver bullet. Ben attacks him and kills him. Ben gives the gun to Simon and takes another gun out of his bag. Ben goes upstairs and finds Simon below. Peter comes here once again and attacks Simon. But this time Simon shoots him several times. Now after some time, the police come to the hall to ban and Simon run away from there. On the way, Ben tells him about Dracula and that many years ago we saw a dangerous Dracula. Bane further explains that I also left a joke in Dracula's coffin. In the end, Bane says that Dracula never forgets his blood. After this he shows him the picture of his daughter Mary, and after this we see Mary. She is shown telling a friend at church that Dracula keeps coming to her in my dreams. David asks her what he wants, to which Mary says that he wants me. I think maybe he is my soul. After this, Dracula comes to the same shop where Mary used to work. Mary's friend Lucy, who also used to work here, asks Dracula what can do to help you, to which he says I want to help you. To which Luz says that I don't know where she is, and after this Dracula holds her hand and takes her under his control. Lucy takes her to Mary's house, but Mary is not here and shows Mary on the other side. Ben goes to his shop and here Simon comes and meets him. After this Ben also reaches Mary's house where Dracula catches him because he was waiting for Mary here. After this he picks him up and kills him. Throws one in the mirror. Now after some time, Mary comes to her house and after coming here, she sees her father's dead body in the bedroom, seeing which she gets very scared, and then Dracula appears in front of Mary, seeing which she gets scared. Now Dracula starts chasing her in the form of a wolf. Mary quickly runs away and comes out of the house where Simon had also come. He attacks them in the form of a wolf, but Simon shoots at him. After which Dracula transforms into a bird and runs away. After this, Simon and Mary come to a church. Simon tells Mary that your father had Dracula's blood in him, and that is why you also have his blood in him, and now Mary also understands. She tells Mary that's why she feels like Dracula. After this, Simon gives Mary an inset cross. After this, they read very old books from which they come to know that Dracula's only weakness is silver, but then here they find Dracula. Now Simon comes and attacks him, but Dracula picks him up and throws him away. Now after this Simon quickly picks up the Bible and starts showing it to Dracula. Dracula says that it does not affect me. Now seeing the opportunity, Mary starts running away from here. Dracula moves towards Simon, but then Simon opens the Bible, which Dracula slows down a bit. After this Simon quickly picks up the gun, but by then Dracula has run away from here and Mary is shown who is she running in the church graveyard and Dracula is lying behind her. Now Simon also comes here looking for Mary. Now Mary hides in a broken wall where her hand gets hurt, but Dracula finds her. Dracula throws him out. Dracula says to Mary that you are like me, you are my own, but Mary says no, I am not like you. During the conversation, Simon comes here, which is why Dracula disappears from here with Mary, now Simon. He starts searching for Mary, but then in front of him there are those three vampire girls, Lucy, Billa, and Lena. They come here and catch Simon, and she's about to drink his blood when Simon hits the cross on Billa's chest, which kills Billa. She falls and Lena suddenly attacks Simon. Now after going to a rooftop, Dracula bites Mary so that she can become like him. Then Dracula tells her my name is Jord Az and I used to collect silver coins. I had betrayed Jesus, but when Jesus was crucified I realized my mistake. I tried to kill myself, but God cursed me that I would remain immortal as Dracula all my life and my weakness would be silver. Now Mary and Dracula had united and after this Simon is brought before them. Dracula tells Mary that we have kept it for you. After which Mary comes to him, she takes out her big teeth and drinks Simon's blood, after which she turns into silver. She wanted to take his neck with a knife and then Lucy's eyes fell on Simon's wound. Lucy tells Dracula that he did not cut it, but then Mary cuts his throat and at the same time she also attacks Dracula and Simon attacks Lena. But Dracula still escapes. Now on one side Simon and Lena are fighting, on the other side Mary and Dracula are fighting. Dracula says to Mary, you know I am immortal, I can't die. Now on the other side Simon and Lena Dracula also kill him, and on the other hand, Mary puts a rope around Dracula's neck and jumps down from the building. Now Dracula hangs above the rope while Mary falls. Here Dracula realizes his mistake and confronts Mary. He takes back his curse, and then it is morning and the sun comes out and Dracula is burnt to death by the sunlight. Dracula had accepted his mistake after seeing Mary dead, which is why God also freed him. Dracula's ashes is again placed in that coffin, and this time it is guarded by Ben's daughter Mary, and with this film and this story ends.